If your team is top of the league, then like this video. I am never ever gonna get tired of saying that, man. Arsenal are smashing it this season. I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm here in Lahore, Pakistan, watching the game at Kudos Cafe. And do you know what, man? I'm gutted, absolutely gutted that I wasn't at the ground today to watch it. But listen, as long as we're winning, man, that's all that matters. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've tried to keep my expectations in check this season because, you know, we haven't played the top teams like many people have been saying when they're trying to take it away from Arsenal in terms of our league position. But now, 9 games played, we've played Tottenham, we've played Liverpool today, we've played Man United away, we've played some decent teams. So come on, let's have that conversation now. Who's ready for that conversation? Let me know in the comments below, what can Arsenal actually do this year? I know that Man City, they look like world beaters, they look like another level. But ultimately, look, it doesn't matter if they go and win their games 4-0 if we're winning our games. That's all we need to do. And yeah, we've got to play Man City twice, I get that, and I don't think we're going to win the league. But at the start of the season, I mean, it would have been a crazy conversation to even have, even about finishing second. And here we are, we're 14 points ahead of Liverpool. 14 points ahead of Liverpool. That's crazy. Surely, even as early as this stage of the season, top 4 is a must. And it's a given. If we aren't going to get top 4 this season somehow, then it would be a massive failure after the start of the season. It's just 9 games, 8 wins. It's crazy. Like, it's serious consistency. And the most exciting thing about it is that we're a proper team. When I watch us play, this is like, there's a calmness to us. There's an intensity, a fire, a real competitiveness, but a calmness. We're not going over the top. We're not making stupid decisions anymore. And one that absolutely embodied what I'm talking about was Kieran Tierney, 89th minute, Arsenal 3-2, and he pulls out of a challenge in the box. Really clever from him to have that awareness in that moment that no, it's not worth me putting my foot through. Pulls his foot back and then doesn't go through with the challenge. And then you've got a Liverpool player diving to get the penalty. If Tierney had made any contact, that's a penalty and that's 2 points dropped. There's a maturity to this team. And why is there that maturity? Because of Mikel Arteta. All of us would have rightly criticised Mikel Arteta, but he is doing the business. He's doing so well right now, and I love to see it. If you don't want, you know, a manager to succeed because you criticised him in the past, man, football's not for you. You're meant to back your team, and I'm over the moon for him, especially after Aubameyang's come out and said what he said, all that rubbish about, he can't deal with older players. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Oba. And I'm annoyed that Aubameyang, when it said that, we're top of the league. Mikel Arteta's job is not to manage old players. It's not to manage big players with big reputation. Arteta's job is to try and win leagues for Arsenal. So, if every manager has got things about them that they can't do, that they're not good at, right? Now, if Mikel Arteta can't handle big name players, so be it. What's he meant to do? Get rid of them, get in the players that he can manage, and he's done that to perfection. What Aubameyang has said is not even a criticism, it's actually a compliment, because, like I'm saying, not every manager can't be an expert in every single thing, right? But what they have to try and do, what every manager has to try and do, is adapt to the things that they can't do very well. Mikel Arteta has adapted brilliantly. And who's missing you, Aubameyang? I don't wish for a second that, he could handle big name players anymore, because he's proving himself with the players that he's got. If he knows how to handle young players and get them to do the things that he wants to do, and he does it this well, of course that's what he should be doing. Aubameyang, you can just keep quiet. I'm not into you anymore, not interested in what you're saying anymore. I'm interested in a team that's top of the table. We're doing unbelievably well. Martinelli today, we have to speak about him, my man of the match. Absolutely fantastic. Let me know who your man of the match is in the comments below. And, you know, if it's not Martinelli, who is it and why? For me, Martinelli was on superchargers today. It was, you know, there was a lot of focus prior to the game about Trent versus Martinelli, because obviously Trent not playing very well recently. Martinelli's not the sort of person you want to come up against when you're not playing well. And clearly, Martinelli ended up, for me, being man of the match. Trent ended up being on the bench. I think we all know who won that battle. And then we talk about the battle on the other side. Tomiyasu playing out of position, left back. And that was something I was a bit nervous about before the game kicked off, because who's he playing against? Salah, one of the Premier League's best players. And again, Salah ends up on the bench. So, you know, in those duels that I was nervous about, Arsenal absolutely smashed it. We absolutely smashed it. And you have to look at Jurgen Klopp a little bit today as well, because taking Salah off for Fabinho, he was playing for the draw and it backfired. But I have to be honest, one thing I will say is that when Gabriel had his hand raised and the ball hit his hand, I was nervous we were going to concede a penalty. And I think on another day we might have conceded a penalty, it might have even been given and gone to VAR, and then God knows what happens. And then also for the penalty that we did get, that was our match winner, I wasn't 100% sure that that was a penalty. I need to watch another replay, but I feel like on another day that might not have been given. In either case, I think both of them just about went the right way, but we've seen penalties given for what Gabriel did this season, so I'm just relieved. That's what you get with home advantage, and you can be absolutely sure if that was at Anfield, they would have got both of those decisions as well. So I'm not complaining for a second that Arsenal get those decisions. That's what you need to do as a home team, when you've got the fans there, you've got the manager, not even in his technical area, he's by the pitch. At one point I thought he was going to tackle Luis Diaz in that game. There was one moment in the first half where he was so close to actual play. With that level of intensity the manager brings, what the players bring, what the fans bring, that's what happens. Those are the decisions you get. And that's why we've won every single game at home this season. That's why we're so good at home. One thing that we do need to do is keep clean sheets though, for God's sake, because we're just not doing that. But I mean, I'm really, really excited about what Arsenal can achieve this season. I hope you are as well. And Saka, look, Bukayo Saka is not even in top gear. Another 2 goals today. Yeah, sure, one of them was a penalty, but he's such a smart player. He's such an intelligent player. Knows where to be, knows how to protect the ball. Saka's just incredible, man. And Saliba, good as usual. One player, if there is a negative today, I have to talk about Gabriel. I've already talking about the penalty. For Liverpool's first goal, I felt like he didn't do very well on the first involvement in that passage of play that he had. I felt like he could have moved his feet a bit better and got under the ball a bit more rather than just dangling a leg out. And then in his recovery attempt, it wasn't good enough. He didn't bust the gut to get goal side, you know. So I feel like a few times this season, Gabriel hasn't really covered himself in glory. And, you know, that's stark contrast to Saliba, who I think has been absolutely brilliant. But anyway, a massive, massive test for Arsenal today, and we have passed it. Absolutely over the moon. Just so happy. Let me just repeat this, right? When I look at this team, it's only something you can spot when you're watching a team week in, week out, and you're an experienced football fan. This is a proper team. I'm not waiting for this team to press the self-destruct button like I am with other teams. This is a team that has got confidence in what they're doing and knows what they're doing. It's genuinely exciting times for Arsenal. My only question mark over this team is, can we do it at the business end of a season? Because Mikel Arteta has never been able to do that, because he's a young manager. Last season, you know, he messed it up, let's be honest with you. But I see a maturity in this team. I see an intensity and a proper mentality to this team. So I'm really hopeful, second half of the season, we can do something. World Cup is gonna be very interesting this year to see how it impacts teams. It's never been done before at this stage of the season. So listen, every single thing to play for this year, I'm absolutely buzzing. I hope you are. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below in terms of your man of the match and what you see Arsenal achieving this season. Until next time, we are top of the league. Say, we are top of the league.